Yeah, baby. Look at that. You gotta love it. Got my red, white, and blue heart Johns on. Yeah, so I'm looking at all this national, international news, and then I realized, dude, hey, early voting has started in North Carolina, and that's where you live, my friend. Well, I'm talking about me. So I was like, well, I guess I should go ahead and see who's running. I mean, you see some of the same people, some of the normal people who have been, you know, on the advertisements, but I guess sometimes we don't see some of the people who are running in other positions a little bit further down the I'm going to see if I can get this screen share. I'm going to advertise some of my other I guess venues or places that I have some stuff going on. Mines. Wow, my Instagram has my whole name. I'm going to put more pictures. I got some good pictures of Hungary. I'm going to put some of those up there on there. My Insta, my Snapchat. I think my daughters have taken over my Snapchat, and my TikTok. I got a TikTok account. It used to be called Musically. Yeah, so and I keep teasing my daughters. I'm gonna, learn how to do it and and beat them out. But I haven't gotten there yet. But anyway, so I've seen the ballots, and I was just looking down the ballot, and I was like, wow, man, some of these people. I see some of the same names I've seen for a long time, you know, and I'll tell you what. Let's do this. Let's just go through it. Um, for people who are in the great state of North Carolina, at least you can see what I'm seeing out of my district. You know, and let me see if I can get that taken care of. Where is it? There we go. I know this isn't very interesting podcast for some of you people who are not in this state, but this is what mine looks like. I see something like David Price has been up there for a long time, and I think Stephen A. Von Lohr is a new guy. I think he. I don't know much about him. No, David Price. I went to I went to Chapel Hill High, and David Price's son was in my Latin class. He was always a cool dude to me. Um, Outside of that, I don't know much about his policies and whatnot, but I know been up in politics since I was at least in high school. And that was a long time ago. You talking about early '90s. You know, so I don't know. Uh, I might be. I don't know the way some of these Democrats be acting lately. Not Democrats. Well, yeah, the the rank and file ones. Seems like some of the things they've been pushing are counterintuitive. So I don't know. Then you got the NC Senate, NC State Senate. How many different different districts? Uh, NC House of Representatives. Okay, I know Dan Blue has been up there for a minute. Sandy Andrews. I don't know much about her or Richard Haygood. So, these names, I'm pretty sure Dan Blue is the incumbent unless he lost the last election. I'm not sure, but I know I remember seeing his name, so he may be trying to get into politics, or he might have been in politics for a while. I mean, the name recognition alone, I mean, I just remember his name. Sandy Andrews, I did some looking and some digging. And, and this is kind of high up on the ticket. You know what I'm saying? So you really have to do your homework and figure out what these people are really, you know, saying right now. Um, Not necessarily what they've done in the past, but right now, what are they saying? Because you've seen the goalposts shift so much from back in the day when someone who comes to this country and they take that test and they pass the test and they learn English and they get jobs and they, yeah, I mean, hey, who doesn't like being around your own people? So, you congregate some, but you're proud to be an American, and you're proud to have taken that oath and now it seems like, no, just come here and, you know, and you wonder because, whose fault is it? I mean, they say on one side they want the votes, and on the other side they want the cheap labor. But you gotta wonder, okay, are there no Democrats who own businesses and benefit off of the cheap labor too? I mean, is it just Republicans who benefit from that? I mean, I don't know. So you really gotta do your homework. And I wanted to go vote and just be like, but you really have to take some time, a little bit, just a little bit, wherever you are. I remember this name, Sig Hutchinson. There's oh, you know what? I did some looking up, man, and this was kind of sad, but this Tim Jowers, his wife and I don't know if it was his whole family, but I'm pretty sure that they died in a car accident. So, and he's still on the ballot. So, you know, well, rest in peace to Tim Jowers and his family and everything. But he's from what I've seen in the on because I looked it up, and then I looked on the libertarian site, and then I said, wait a minute, it's got to be some articles, and then they showed a couple articles there too. So, I hope I'm not just saying something completely out of left field, but yeah, I did some looking up, and unfortunately, I believe he died in a car accident. Um, so yeah, if you don't believe me, hey, please do your research too, because I did a little bit, but if you do more and you find that this guy is still alive, I apologize, Mr. Jowers. Um, so then there's Franz Sarpolis and Matt Calabria. Matt Calabria. I remember there was a Calabria at UNC when I was back in school. Dante Calabria. Let's see here. Now you're getting down to the Board of Commissioners. Jessica Holmes, Board of Commissioners Kim Coley, Susan P. Evans, James West. So it's a bunch of districts. Vote for one, vote for one, vote for one. Then you got these judicial offices, you know. And when they say judicial, like associate justice, and court of appeals judge, you wonder, okay, like what does it mean, Republican, Democrat? Like, how do they rule? You know what I mean? Like, what do they believe in as far as like fairness and you know, because and you got to know what associate justice and appeals judge does. Um, how do they appeal? I mean, what are they? What's the track record? Jefferson Griffin, Hampson, and Sandra Alice Ray. So we got two Republicans and a Democrat on that seat too. And so now you got to go back because I was even looking at some other things in a different race, and they were saying how okay this guy was just run as a Republican, but he's really a Democrat, and the filing fee was paid by the Democrat, um, the other Democrat candidate. I don't remember which race that was, but that was kind of it's like okay, he's helping out a friend, but he's running another Republican against a Republican, and he's paying the fee. You know what I mean? He's trying to like split votes. You know, well, that's what it sounds like. So it's kind of shady, but I don't see their names on here. So appeals judge Chuck Kitchen, Michael Monaco Sr., and Allegra Catherine Collins, Republican, Libertarian, Democrat, respectively. You got District Court Judge 10B Craig Kroom, Board of Education Sean Pollins, Roxy Cash. You got Soil and Water Conservation District Supervisor Jonathan Garza, Ian McMillan, Jennifer Wadsworth, David P. Adams, Nirvana Crew. Okay, referenda. Oh yeah, we got a bunch of amendments. Protecting the right of the people to hunt and fish and harvest wildlife. Harvest wildlife. Yeah, I was reading up about that. They said that it's not that many people hunting as there used to be, and wildlife is kind of you know. So I guess it depends on. I'm pretty sure they'll have limitations in what you can and cannot. It ain't gonna be like, yeah, you can have the freedom to kill everything. I'm pretty sure, but yeah. But we also have a lot of people coming into the state to hunt. So, and somebody had a decent point. Some of these you wonder if they'd be better as laws instead of amendments to the Constitution of the state. But I'm gonna look at all of them and see what they're talking about. You know, we'll see what happens. Constitutional Amendment to strengthen protections for victims of crime. Yeah, that one they said it might, low down times in court, and speedy trial type stuff. But at the same time, somebody, did something to you, you don't want to see them in the grocery store like this one case that I saw. So, uh, you gotta look at that too. Amendment to reduce the income tax rate in North Carolina to a maximum allowable rate of 7%. Okay, so what this is like right now it's a maximum of 10%, but it's right now sitting at like 5% or something like that. Um and they're saying, oh well, we just want to make sure we don't, you know, aren't able to increase our taxes too much in this taxation type of climate. um hey, lower taxes, we'll see. Hey, let's get a party on, dude. Again, it's at 7. I don't know if it's ever gotten, I mean it's at 5 and I don't, or something like that, and I don't know if it's ever gotten to or near 7 or past 7. and what the conditions were. So that would be something you might want to look up. Some good questions on the issue. Constitutional amendment to require voters to provide photo identification before voting in person. That's not a bad idea. I'd say, yeah, party on with that. You know, you got an ID for everything except voting. Especially now, people trying to bring people into the country and without any kind of checks. You know, so again, stand in front of the flag and say the oath and do it through the system the way or do if you're coming here to work and make some money, let's do it, man. We need great people from all over, but at least if you're gonna go through the be here, I'd say do it the right way. Just like if I had to go somewhere else and learn the language, it's rough, man. I went to Hungary. It's rough not knowing the language, you know and I apologize to the Hungarian people for not doing my diligence and trying harder to, understand. But I'm working on that. Uh, Congressman to change the process for filing. I'm sorry, for filling judicial vacancies that occur between judicial elections from a process in which the governor has sole appointment power to a process in which the state people of the state nominate individuals to fill vacancies by way of a commission comprised of appointees made by the judicial, executive, and legislative branches charged with making recommendations to the legislature as to which nominees are deemed qualified. Then the legislature will recommend at least two nominees to the governor via legislative action not subject to gubernatorial veto, and the governor will appoint judges from among these nominees. Okay, so if somebody die, they don't want the governor to be able to just say, "Yeah, let me get my cousin Leroy to fill this position." All right, Leroy, just do everything I want you to do. Yeah, okay. you know, um, I'm pretty sure it's not quite that stark or whatever, but you got to think about it this way. What if it's your governor? You know, what if it's your governor? You know, so the shoe can be on the other foot at the same time. Look at look at it on the national level. Um, well, I don't know. He still has to get confirmed on the national level, though, right? Wow. Yeah, that's true. Hey, man, now that I think about it, that might not be. You know what I mean? That's like, can the governor just appoint a judge? Ah, hey, that might be something to look into because I don't think we can do that nationally. And who says nationally is the right way to go? I don't know. Anyway, let's keep it moving. Constitutional amendment to establish an 8-member bipartisan board of ethics and election enforcement in the Constitution to administer ethics and elections law. Huh. Ethics and elections law. I think that has to do with districting and when you can district. I don't know. I'm going to have to think on that one. Shall the order adopted on August 6, 2018, authorizing school bonds of the Count of Wake, North Carolina, in an amount not to exceed $548 million plus interest for the purpose of providing funds to construct, renovate, expand, improve, and equip school buildings and other school facilities, including associated real estate costs, and providing that additional taxes may be levied in an amount sufficient to pay the principal of and interest on the bonds be approved. Hmm. Okay. In an amount not to exceed. Okay. Plus interest. Hmm. How much is the interest going to be? I guess that would be, I don't want it to just go out of control, and they got two more down here, similar things. This one's a community bond not to exceed 349 million. So that's two things that add up 8 to 900 million, and then you got another 100 million parks, greenways, recreation, and open space bonds of County of Wake not to exceed so that's $1 billion. Wow. Yeah, don't exceed that, please. We don't need to. I mean, look, they've been talking about education for a minute, and I hey, some of these buildings do need repair, and it's not just cosmetic. Sometimes the pipes need replacing or redone. I'd like to see something done about the power plants, and if those power plants are still leaking. I heard there was a seepage about 3 years ago. I hadn't heard anything since. I like to do stuff about stuff that might affect us, our health more. Um, and they've been talking about, it's always we have money for education, but what do they do with it? You know, I'm having to teach my kids certain things that I thought would be pushed more in school, and and I'm not used to this Common Core thing. I'm sorry, dude. So, I mean, I know they need the buildings, so I don't know. Yeah, don't exceed all this money, please, man. We need to conserve some, because you see how this weather does sometimes. This weather does some crazy things. Anyway, so yeah, that's my little spot on this here thing. And I don't know, just do a little bit of research, man. That's all I could say. Just check on these people, cuz just because they're your party don't mean they they probably going to be good for you. And just because, they not your party, you know, I don't know. Anyway, it's me, D Train. Thanks for tuning in. So yeah, therefore, on the other hand, nevertheless, word, peace.